started out there on centre court, there were quite a number of empty seats around the Royal Box. How do you feel about that? You're the defending champion opening on centre court. Some people not taking their seats. Is that bothering you?
I didn't notice. I was out there to play tennis and to get to the next round, so I did not notice.
Thank you.
Obviously, women's tennis is a very popular sport. There's a lot of money in it, much more so than soccer or even golf. Why do you think that is?
I think women's tennis has been the pioneer for women's sports, and I believe one of the reasons is because of wonderful pioneers such as Billie Jean King and her sitting down 40 years ago and saying, look, especially to the U.S. Open, we're not going to accept anything less than equal prize money here with what the men get, and eventually starting their own tour and going from there. And it just takes great leaders to have such a wonderful sport, and we're so fortunate in women's tennis to have great leaders such as her.
Serena, what was your reaction to the news that Nadal lost yesterday?
Well, I'm a huge Nadal fan, as we all know. I'm probably his biggest fan. But I obviously was really sad. But in a way, I was happy too, because I felt like he'll have time to rest up and get ready for the hardcore season.
How surprising was it to you?
It's tough out there. I played a lot of matches on clay this year, more than I've played, I think, ever. And I had a little tough time adjusting today, so for him it must have been a lot more difficult because he didn't play any hard court, he only played clay court, so maybe it was a little difficult for him to adjust. But it's not the end of the world and he'll come back.
What's the big switch? I mean, obviously clay to grass, but the bounce, what do you really have to adapt to quickly?
You have to definitely adapt to the bounce, and you have to adapt to the games going really fast, the match moving really fast, points are fast. But also, they're really low. You have to really bend your knees, and you have to get low and stay low, and be really dedicated to that.
Serena, please don't think I'm contesting women's rights to equal pay, but do you think there would be more justification for it if you did equal work for equal pay, in other words, played best of five?
Well, I think one of the things about that argument, and the reason I think it's null, is because we have said we're willing and ready, and I think every female athlete is ready to pay 5 sets, and actually the tournaments have said, no, we like you guys playing 3 sets, so I don't think it's a fair argument at all.
Serena, given Madison Keys' victory today in her debut, what are your thoughts about the state of the American women's game coming up behind you?
I think it's great. I think for the past 12 months we've seen a lot of growth in American tennis. A couple years ago, when I was asked that question, I wasn't sure of the answer, but now I can answer that in so many different ways. There's so many great young American players. I know at the French Open we had the most people in the draw than any other country, and in the main draw, not just, so that's really a huge step. So I think American tennis is doing fine and will continue to hopefully be on top.
Serena, a lot of people say, obviously, you're the player to beat, and that they don't see who's out there that can beat you. How do you feel on that court?
I feel that I'm always ready. I never feel invincible. I always feel that I have to be ready for each opponent and each game, and I never become overconfident. And I think when I do, or if I do, that's the moment that I'm most vulnerable.
Talking about changes on surface, can you please give us an update or reminder about the schedule after Wimbledon before you Open? How that tests you?
Well, I'm actually going to go to Sweden after Wimbledon, which I'm really excited about. I've never been to Stad. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to getting back on the clay, believe it or not. I can't wait. I can wait. But let's make that clear. I definitely can wait, but I really look forward to it. And then I'm going to hit the hard courts in the United States, so I'm looking forward to it.
What's so attractive about Boston?
I I've never been, to be honest, but I heard it's a great city. I've never heard a bad thing about it. I heard it's basically like Cannes, but in Sweden. And I've never been, so I definitely need to experience it.
Hey Serena, over your career you obviously said lots of wild and crazy things, but I was pretty stunned the other day to see the transcript where you said you were basically treated by the tennis journalist fairly, that you were spoiled by the treatment and that it was professional treatment. Were you smoking something, or what's your thought on the job that we do?
Yeah, I don't smoke. No, you guys are really always respectful, and for the most part, I've always had mostly great experiences, and you are here to do your job. You report on what's being said, not anything in a stifle, in a sneaky way. So, yeah, like I said.